Good morning, students. Good morning, students. Voice is audible. The screen is visible to everyone. So today I kept all material of these the SPM 3 units and also PPTs and previous paper questions in our WhatsApp group. So download and read and prepare well for the mid one. Okay. 7 PPTs I kept in our group and also 3 units material. First 2, 3 part A, unit 1 part A, part B, unit 2 also part A, part B, unit 3 also part A, part B. All the material kept in WhatsApp group. So and also I kept the previous paper questions in WhatsApp group. So prepare well for the first mid examination. Today I completed the total last topic in third unit. Okay. Use case based estimation last topic in third unit I covered today. So yesterday see here already described COCOMO 1 and COCOMO 2. These are very important. Please refer the material and practice examples on COCOMO 2. A very important topic in exam point of view. Then how to know about the scale factor values of COCOMO 2 and so then we have to move to the activity planning. So already I explained 3 major identify activities are called activity based approach, product based approach, hybrid approach. Activity based is based on activities, product based is on product, and hybrid is a combination of activities and product. Okay. So network planning model without any directions, without any notes or directly it will. So here see here the directions is there. So that is network planning model. Okay. So here activities we are using here in this diagram activity on arrow representing the network planning models. Okay. Then we move to the next construction, precedence network. So precedence network means this in this the network is based on the precedence value. So here program test is only when it is only it need the precedence of code and data, and installation it need the precedence of program test. Okay. Here code and data taken can be set as precedence of program test, and program test is a precedent of installation. So that is, we call it as a constructing precedence network. Just I'm repeating the yesterday topics because our waiting for other people to join in. So see here in this loop in the network, see here loop in the network, a loop represents an error that cannot occur in practice. Okay. Loop represents an error that cannot occur in practice. Then we move to the dangle. So here right user, see here right user manual is the so here right user manual is a dangling activity. So a dangling activity such as right user manual should not exist as it is like to lead to errors in subsequent analysis. So we have to put here another network, then we have to connect this to this network. That is called a dangling, sorry, dangles. Okay, representing lagged activities. Here there are two parallelly connected. So it will depend only in this, see here. So so we wish to undertake two activities in parallel. So as long as there is a lag between the two, we might wish to document amendments to a program as it was being tested. Okay. So this is called as lagged activities. So then adding time dimension. Okay, this is already we know that this is the we have give the time dimension to the activities. Then we are using either two estimation activities, that is forward pass and backward pass. So forward pass starts here and moves forward. Okay, so here first at 0 time start A, B, C, A completed after 6 weeks, B 4 weeks, F 10 weeks, then only we move to the C. After completion of 6 weeks, we move to the C. After completion of 4 weeks, we move to the D. After completion of move to the E. Okay. After completion of A and C, then we move to H. After completion of F and E, you move to G. This is forward pass. Then we move to the backward pass. So start here. So actually our project ending is 13 weeks. Then we move backward to the first G and H. Then we move to C, D, and we move to E, B, A, F. So that is called a backward pass. So today we are going to discuss about critical path. These passes are clear. Any doubt? Please write message in chat box. So here in critical path analysis, there will be at least one path in the network. So that defines the largest duration of the project. So already we discussed forward pass, backward pass. So here we have to identify the largest duration of the project. So see here, starts here 10, 10 plus 3, 13. This is the largest duration overall the process. This is called, we call it as a critical path is the largest path through the network. Remaining we see here B, D, H we are completing 11 only. See here it is 30. So critical path means the the largest path through network. We call it as a critical path. Okay. So the difference between the activity is earliest start date and its last start date is called activity float. Okay. So activity earliest start date and its last start date is called as activities float. So there will always be at least one path through the network joining the largest activities. So there will be, how to check, there will be always one largest path. We have to at least one path through the network joining the longest activities. So any delay to activity on critical path will delay the completion of the project. So any delay to activity on critical path will delay the completion of the project. So in managing the project, we must pay particular attention on monitoring the activities on critical path, so that it affects, so that the effects of any delay can be committed as early as possible. Okay, so activity float is a measure how much the activity may be delayed without affecting the end date. How to identify activity measure how much the activity may be delayed without affecting the end date. So we have to check that. So in planning the project, it is the critical path we must shorter if we want to reduce the overall duration of the project. So because after completion of this critical path only the project will end. So in planning the project is the critical part, we must shorter if we want to reduce the overall duration of the project. So this is the figure shows the activity span. We can find out the critical path simply here. Okay. So the critical path, so one path through the network that defines the duration of the project, and any delay to any activity of this critical path will delay the completion of the project. So here activity float is there. The activity float means the difference between activity earliest start date and its latest start date. That is equally the difference between its earliest and the latest finish date. We have to differently call it as an activity float. So a measure of how much the start date or completion of an activity may be delayed without affecting the end date of the project. We have to measure the activity float. Then we have activity span is there. So activity span. So the difference between the earliest start date and the latest finish date. So latest finish date. Okay, so here measure of maximum time allowable for the activity. So this is about critical path. So we have to identify the critical path in every project. Okay, the longest or the longest path through the network, we call it as a critical path. So we have to identify the critical path, because if the critical any delay to activity of this critical path will delay the completion of the project. So that's why we have to identify the critical path in every project or in any network. So far clear? Any doubt? Please write a message in chat box. Then I move to the another topic, that is first unit last topic, second unit now completed. So I move to the next unit. Now I am now, so we move to the next topic, use case based estimation. So my screen is visible. Now see here my screen is visible. I think now it is visible. See here now it is visible. Okay, next we move to the next topic, that is first in class topic, that is use case based estimation. Okay. So see here use case point. So here use case point represents UCP is an estimation method that provides the ability to estimate an appropriate size and effort from its use case. So we have to estimate the application size and effort by using their use cases. So this is use cases. So actually UCP. So first of all we have to move to the what is use case. So what is use case? So your use case represents the set of steps defining the interaction between an actor and the system. So actor is nothing but those who are taking responsibilities for that project. We call it as a actor. We will see the actor examples. So a use case is a series of related interaction between a user and a system that enables the user to achieve goal. And use case are a way to capture functional requirements of a system. So the user of the system is referred to an actor. So the user of the system is referred to an actor, and use cases are functionally in text form. So use cases are functional in text form. The user of the system is referred as an actor. So using system user, we call it as an actor. So actor can be user or external system that interacts with the system under development. So each of these use cases have defined target or goal to be achieved. So the actors, steps and goals are the core component of use case. So here core components of use case are the actors, the steps and goals. Okay. The use case can also have attributes like exceptions, alternative path, extensions, etc. So actually, this is based on work by Gustav Karner in 1993. UCP analyzes the use case actors, scenarios, and various technical and environment factors, and abstracts them into an equation. So it was designed by Gustav Karner in 1993. It was developed by Watson Conner in 1993. So here use case point is a software estimation method that provides the ability to estimate an application size and effort from its use cases. So the concept of use case points is similar to a functional point analysis. We already studied about FPS. FPS we are calculating, so just same way this also similar to FPS functional point analysis in units in previous slides we discussed. So use case points measure the size of an application. Once we know the approximate size of an application, then we can derive an expected duration for the project. So here use case identify the first of all identify size of the application. So we can derive the once the size is known, we can derive an expected duration for the project. If we also know that the team's rate of progress. By using use case, we also know the team's rate of progress. So here use case is measured by counting the number of actors and transactions included in use case model that defines the functional scope of the project to be developed. So actually a transaction is an event that occur between an actor and the target system. So the event being performed entirely or not at all. Then use case model mainly consists of two documents, system or subsystem documents and use case documents. So here system name, risk factors, system level, use case diagram, architecture diagram, subsystem descriptions, use case name, brief description, context diagram, predictions, flow of events, post conditions, subordinate use case diagram, etc. All are comes under the system or subsystem documents. So, main elements to calculate UCP is system level use case diagram. So we need one system level use case diagram. Then you have to know another one is flow of events. So this is about use case based estimation. So clear? Then here this is the use case based estimation for the online shopping system. See here view products is there, online customer are there, view product purchase, he has view the product, purchase the products and manage customer information and creates product review. These are the responsible online customer. Then marketing administrator manage production reports product sale. Okay, here he manage the production reports the product sale. Then payment processing is there, he has the purchase product, you have to make the payment processing for that. And the warehouse clerk full order, he has to fulfill the order of the customer. Then warehouse manager is there, so he report the inventory and manage the inventory. Okay, so he report the inventory and manage the. Now this is the use case based system. Use case based estimation for online shopping system. Here use case point is a software estimation technique used to forecast the software size for a software development project. So it forecasts the software size for the software development project. So see here UCP. So UCP is used when UML and rational unified process methodologies are developed. So here UCP is used. Okay. So here UCP is used when UML and rational unified process process, that is RUP methodologies are developed. So the concepts of UCP is based on the requirements for the system using use cases. So the concept of UCP is based on the requirements of the system using use cases. Okay. So the software size is calculated based on the system use case, taking the technical and environmental consideration into account. So I have to calculate the software by taking the use case of technical and environment consideration. Okay. So this method is based on the calculation with the following elements are there here. So here UCP means use case point. Okay. So this method based on the calculation with the following elements. First one, unadjusted use case weight, UCW, then unadjusted actor weight, UAW, technical complexity factor, TCS, and last one, environmental complexity factor. Here unadjusted use case weight, the point size of the software that accounts for the number and complexity of use cases. So here the point size of the software that accounts for the number and complexity of the use cases. In last slides we discussed use case with an example, don't worry. Then unadjusted actor weight. So the point size of the software that accounts for the number and complexity of actors, here complexity of use cases, here complexity of actors. Then the technical complexity factor, the factor that is based on the technical consideration, we call it as TCF. Then last one, environmental complexity factor. So the factor that is based on environmental consideration, we call it as ECF. For technical, we call it as TCF. For environment, we call it as ECF. For complexity of factors, we call it as UW, and the complexity of use cases, we call it as UCW. Okay. So first we discussed about unadjusted use case weight. So everybody clear? So see here, unadjusted use case weight UCW. So it is calculated based on the number and complexity of use cases for the system. So these are the complexities and the number. So it is calculated based on the number and complexity of the use cases for the system. So here each of use cases must be identified as, use cases must be identified as a simple, average, complex. There are three use cases are there here. So one is simple, another one is average, next one is complex. So once all use cases are classified either simple, average or complex, the total weight, so the total weight is calculated, that is, so UCC is determined by assuming corresponding weight for use cases. So here this is assuming UW, assuming some use cases weightage. So that is simple weight 5 and average its weight is 10 and complex its weight is 15. So this table shows the different classifications of use cases based on number of transactions and the weight values for each usage. So its simple number of transactions is 1 to 3 transactions, weight is 5. For average 4 to 7 transactions, the weight is 10, and for complex more than 8 or more than 8 transactions, the weight is 15. So that is the use case weight chart here. Okay, clear? Then Then see here. So the formula for the use case weight chart is total number of simple use cases into 5 plus total number of average use cases into 10. So these 5, 10 are weights which is given by the chart. So and the plus total number of complex use cases into 15. So total number of simple use cases into 5, the weight of the simple in chart and the weight of the average in chart and the complex weight of the average 15. So see here, to calculate UCP use case point, so online system will be used. So the diagram above so use case for the system to be developed. So see here, this is the online shopping diagram. So to calculate UCP for this online shopping will be used. So by using this example, we can calculate the UCW. So to calculate UUCW online shopping, example must be define a number of transactions for each use cases. So here we must define and so here we choose the for USCW you have to choose the online shopping example must be defined and number of transactions. First we have to define the online shopping system and also we have to identify number of transactions for use cases. See here. The use case system for online shopping has here 9 use cases. See here 9 use cases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. So view product, purchase product, manage customer, create product, manage product, report product, fulfill order, report. All these are use cases. So here we have the use case of the online shopping system has 9 use cases. So first of all, then after that by choosing the use cases, then we have to move to the use case clarification. So assume we have 2 simple use cases and 3 average use cases and 4 complex uses. By total in 9 use cases, we have to assume 2 use cases are simple and 3 are average and 4 are complex. So the calculation for the UUCW is as follows. For online shopping systems, here we have the formula here. So simple use case is here 2 into 5 and total average is 3. So here 2 into 5, then here 3 into 5 average 3 and 4 into 5, so total 100. So UUCW for online shopping is 100. Okay, clear or any doubt? So please write a message. Any doubt? So here remember for calculating UUCW, step 1 is find the number of transactions in use case. Okay, if the use case are written with the global level, a transaction is equal to a step in the use case. Okay, so if the use case are written with the user goal level, a transaction is equivalent to a step in the use case. So then find the number of transactions by counting the steps of the use case. That is step 1. Then move to step 2. Classify each use case as simple, average or complex based on the number of transactions in the use case. So here number of transactions is 9. So we have to choose here 2, 3 and 4. Okay. And also repeat step 3. Repeat for each use case and get all the use case weights. So we have to repeat all the use case and get the use case weights. So unadjusted use case weight is the sum of all use case weights. So this is the sum of all use case weights. We call it as a UUCW weight. And find the this use case weight by following the above table values. Okay. So by using these values, you have to calculate the UUCW. Clear? Next, move to next one. That is unadjusted actor weight. So it is calculated based on the number and complexity of actor for the system. So in UEW we are using the number and the complexity of use cases. So there are 9 use cases. Here we are using actor. So here actors for the system. So here also each actor must be identified and classified. Here also each actor, here their use case are classified. Here each actor is classified into simple, average and complex based on the type of the actor. So each classification we have give the weight here. So weight 1, weight 2, weight 3 and so the unadjusted actor weight table is given shown here. See this table. Okay. So simple weight, the external system. So external system that must be interact with the system using a well-defined API. So that must be defined with using a well-defined API. For simple, we are taking payment processing system, and for external system, for average for external system, that means interact with the system using standard communication, TCP/IP, FTP, HTTP. Those type we are taking average. Then then complex. Human actor using GUI, graphical user interface applications. So GUI application interface. Then we use complex. So see here. So we calculate UAW is UAW equal to total number of simple actors into weight given by the table 1 and the total number of actors into weight given table 2 and total number of actors weight given by total 3. Okay. So here we have to calculate the UAW for the online shopping system. For the same diagram we are using the online shopping system only. So here we have to choose average, assume means simple, average and complex. So here TCP/IP or UCP/IP or HTTP are not there, so we are not choosing that. So here total actors are 5 actors. That is online customer, marketing administrator, payment processing system, warehouse clerk and warehouse manager. The total actors are 5. We call them as these people are actors. These are the use cases. So total in this example we have 5 actors are there. So So by using 5 actors, see here, by this 5 actors, so to calculate 5, here we have 5 actors. So we have to split the 5 actors into 3. That is simple, average, complex. So simple we are taking online payment processing. So we are taking 1 for simple, so 1% for simple actor and 4 for complex. We cannot take any average because here there are no TCP, FTP, or HTTP, etc. are not there. So the textual system that interact using standards or protocols, we can never use any standards and protocols. So in this example, so we are complex, so we are taking 4. Okay, 4 complex factors, that is online customer, marketing administrator, warehouse clerk and warehouse manager. We take it as a complex factors from the above diagram. So ACW 1 into 1, we already given here 1. This one is okay, we are taking 1 actor from that, so that is 1 into, this is given by the formula, then 0 given by the formula, then we are taking 4 complex actors and 3 which is given in this formula. So overall UAW for the example is 30. So here you have to remember unadjusted actor weight. An actor in an use case might be a person or another person, comma another person or another program, etc. Some actors such as a system with defined API have a very simple needs and increases the complexity of a use cases only slightly. So some actors such as a system interacting through a protocol have more needs and increase the complexity of use case to a certain event. So other actors such as use case interacting through GUI have a significant impact on the complexity of a use case based use case. So based on the these different, you can classify the simple, average and complex. Okay. So for this we have to follow 3 steps. Step 1, classify actors as simple, average and complex and assign actor weights. Then second, step 2, repeat for each actor and get all actors weight. So UAW is the sum of all actor weights. So UAW is the sum of all actor weights. Okay. Clear? Any doubt, please write a message in chat box. All of you clear? I am following only the online shopping mall example. Next one, technical complexity factor, TCF. So it is determined by assuming a score between 0 and 5. So it is determined using 0 and 5. So 0 means that is the factor significant for the project, insignificant for the. So here technical factors from 0 to 5. 0 means this factor insignificant for the project. 3 means an average impact and 5 means a strong impact. 0, 3, 5. 3 means average impact, 5 means strong impact. Okay. So for 5 is for essential. Here 13 technical factors are listed below. So this score is then multiplied by defined weight value for each factor. Okay. So they are given the TCF as here 13 technical factors given here, 13 T1, T2, that is distributed section with weight. So in this technical factor, see here the see the formula TCF equal 0.6 plus TF fact means technical factor by 100. The see TF is the total of all values. We call it as a TF. So see this in this table. This in this table values weighted and SN values are multiplied here. So SN values here and weighted values. So total T factor is total summation of all weighted and SN value, that is 42. So here this table includes the weightage and SN values multiplied, weighted and SN values multiplied, that is called as technical factor. Okay. So see this formula here. So for example, to calculate TCF, the above diagram shows the values for online shopping. This is the values for online shopping. We are taking values for the online shopping. So 0.6 into total sum of all values for weighted and SN values is 42. Here weighted and SN values is 42. So that is 42 into 1, that is we get here 1.02. The TCS of the online shopping is 1.02. Okay, clear? So here, so TCF, we have to follow the following steps. First, consider 13 factors that contribute to the impact of the technical complexity. So consider 13 factors that contribute to the impact of the technical complexity of the project on use case points and their corresponding weights as given in this following table. So this is a technical factor and with the weight. Next, step 2, in step 1, many of these factors represent the project non-functional requirements. So these factors also represent the project non-functional requirements. Then step 2 in TCF, for each of the 13 factors, assesses the project and rate from 0 to 5. So we have to assess the project rate from 0 to 5. I already told you 0 means insignificant for the project, 3 means average impact, 5 means strong impact. So assess the project and rate from 0 to 5. Okay. 0 means relevant, 5 means very important. Then move to step 3. In TCF step 3, calculate the impact of the factor from impact weight of the factor and rated value of the value for the project as. So step 3 is calculate the impact of the factor from impact weight of the factor and the related values of the project, that is impact of factor equal to impact of weight into related value, assigned value. Okay, so here impact weight into related impact weight related value, we call it as weight into assigned. So then we have to calculate the sum of impact of all the factors. So we have to add all the factors, we get the value 42. Okay. Then we have to solve this. So then we have to solve this example, that is TCF equal to 42 by 1.02. So online shopping system TCF is 1.02. Okay, so far clear or any doubt, please write a message in chat box. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss environmental complexity factor ECF. Then related table for ECF and the complexity ECF and the tables for ECF and how example with ECF and how to, the formula for the ECF. And also tomorrow we will discuss about overall UCP values, use case points, and also what are the advantage and disadvantage of use case points. For this, after advantage and disadvantage, the completion of, we complete the third unit. Next we move to the next unit, unit 4. Okay, so far any doubt, please write a message in chat box. Any queries? Any doubts regarding material also? You can write write message in chat box. Okay. Any queries? Please write a message in chat box. Otherwise, I am ending the session. All of you clear UECW and UCP and TCF? Any doubt regarding UECW and UAW and TCF? These are the pictures taken from the online shopping system. So practice all these formulas. These are very important. Okay, today I am ending the session. Tomorrow we will meet at the same time. Thank you.